what you really want to do is you want to be able to apply a form of traction so that when you're putting your ATV or your motorcycle up into a trailer or up into or onto a ramp so that you don't slip. We've got a unique product that's easy to apply that allows you to do it in just an instant, and we call it Safety Step. It's really just a two-step process. The first process is to take the actual Safety Step base and you apply it to wood, you can apply it to metal, you can apply it to even cement if you would like. And you brush it on. This can carries or covers about a 4 square foot area. You brush it on, you let it sit for just a minute, and then you take the Safety Step grit and you put it onto the top of the painted surface. And what you end up with is a surface that's just like this, and I know you may not be able to see it on the camera, but it is an aggressive grit that allows you to walk up the steps or the ramp safely, and also even sometimes when you're backing your bike out of a trailer or back down a ramp, sometimes it gets a little slippery going back down, and it allows you to have traction so you don't spill, fall, or in worst case, jump over your bike.
Now tell me how people can get in touch with you.
We're a distribution-based company, and currently right now the best place to come to see us is at www.northernfactory.com, and it will give you the contact information as to where to go to get the product.
Angela, so I guess it wasn't a dance after all.
Darn it. Yeah, it could be if you didn't have one of those, though.
Sounded fun.
As we promised, we have both of our guests to tell us more about Rupert's Ride. We have Debbie and Vince Kinman. Debbie, you're the operations manager for Rupert's Kids. Some people, everybody knows who Rupert is, but not everybody knows what Rupert's Kids is about. So tell our viewers about it.
Right. Rupert's Kids is a nonprofit organization that stems directly from the vision of Rupert Boneham, who a lot of you know as Rupert from Survivor. For years, Rupert has been showing kids how to get out of the system, how to go through job interviews, to show them a sense of self-worth and work ethic that an employer would see worth in. And the Beech Grove Eagles is showing how if we help programs like Rupert's Kids to empower youth and become a part of society, it helps us all.
Now, Vince, how did the Beech Grove Eagles get involved in Rupert's Ride?
Well, that's kind of interesting because we all watched Survivor. My wife, Debbie, read his book, and in that book it talked about what he did and what the mission was of his organization. And she brought that to the Beech Grove Eagles, her being an officer, and we just felt it was one of those charities we had to get behind.
Well, you know, I've known Rupert for years, and he's quite a character, and I can remember when he first started talking about Rupert's Kids and when he had the idea. And he's been a great guest on Steel Horse, and we were on the first one. And how many is this again?
This will be the third.
This will be the third one. So he will be there.
He will be there. Yep.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll be there.
He'll be there.
Good.
Well, hopefully that's not the only reason why people are going on the ride to help these kids out. He's done a lot of good work with these kids. I mean, just by these videos, it's amazing what he's accomplished. Tell us about the ride. When is it, and the route, and some of the details, which might entice some of our viewers to want to go.
It's going to be June 13th, Sunday, June 13th. Registration is going to start at 8 o'clock. We're going to have a breakfast, all you can eat, for $5. Registration, I guess the bikes are going to leave about 11 o'clock. It's going to be about an hour to hour and a half, 2 hour type of ride, escorted ride. We're going to come back to the Beech Grove Eagles, and we're going to have a hog roast. Everyone's going to be able to get autographs signed, meet Rupert. We're going to have an auction. All kinds of games and activities for everyone, for all ages.
Now, what kind of numbers have you pulled in the past, and what do you expect for this year?
The first year, I believe we were about 75 to 80 bikes. Last year was 125 or 130, with about 150 total people that were there. With Rupert being on Survivor, we're a little nervous, but we've got the street blocked off, and we're expecting a big crowd.
So all of this money does go to Rupert's Kids.
Absolutely.
Yes. And okay, so it's June 13th, right?
Sunday, June 13th.
Sunday, June 13th.
Registration is going to be at 8 o'clock. Breakfast, come hungry. So that's all going to the charity, and the riders are going to leave about 11 o'clock, and they're going to have all kinds of fun, live music, all throughout the afternoon.
Well, thank you very much.
I appreciate you coming by.
Thank you.
Hopefully that encouraged some of our viewers to go check out that ride. Now it's time for this week's Bike of the Week.
This week's Bike of the Week belongs to Greg Clark. Greg, beautiful bike. Tell me about it.
It's a 1970 TR6. Built it in mid-90s from a basket case.
How'd you find it?
A friend of ours lives out toward Brown County. had it.
Yeah, in a barn.
Yeah.
One of them barn cases.
It was all there. All the pieces were there. It was just putting it together.
So have you repainted it, or was that original paint?
Originally, it would have had red with a silver stripe, but I like black bikes.
No big deal. And you know, these old banana seats, I forgot how comfortable they really were, and it's amazing. You know, they don't look it, but they are.
Oh, yeah. You can go forever on them.
So how many miles have you put on this bike since you rebuilt it?
The trip meter doesn't work, and I've got several bikes at home, probably 3,000-4,000 miles summer.
Hey, you can like them and tell me whatever. I believe it. But it's a great bike, man. Take good care of it. I know you're proud of it. Keep it running.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, buddy.
That's a good-looking bike.
You know, we're going to be taping Bike of the Weeks on the 10th at Longacre, our Thursday night bike night, so be sure to shine up your bike, and if it does rain, it will be on the 17th.
Hopefully it doesn't rain, yes. Yeah, we'll do our anti-rain dance. So shine up your bike and bring it to Longacre on Thursday night. We'll be videoing for Bike of the Week.
Now it's time for this week's Ladendorf Law Trivia question. What bike did Buell advertise as the world's first adventure sport bike? Was it the Ulysses, the Starfighter, or the Polaris? Stay tuned. We'll have the answer when Steel Horse returns.